So us 3D printers, we love to tinker and mess with our stuff. So I have a free file for the AMS that I found over on Reddit and subsequently over on MakerWorld. And it looks really cool, so let's try it out and see if it works. But I am concerned about one little thing, and we're gonna get into that here in just a little bit. So this is the spill-proof AMS deskant box from, who did this? Aeon Joey. So we're gonna actually check this thing out and see how well this works. So I printed this on my Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon using just some standard PLA because I figured it's just gonna go inside the AMS box. It's not gonna get that hot, don't have to really worry about it. But what makes this thing cool is the fact that they're spill proof obviously, but they also have built-in mounts for your hygrometer. Sorry, hygrometer. You know, I got that wrong last time and I got mentioned in the comments about it. But yeah, so what's cool is they have different versions. This one fits the round one. They do have a square one and another version as well. I'll put a link down to it in the description below if you actually want to check it out. But I have the rounds ones and yeah, so just fits right in. It is a bit loose. I don't know if it is a printing tolerance issue or what, but it gets the job done, it works. But here is my one concern about this, is the fact that with it being surrounded by deskant, I don't think it's going to get an accurate measurement while inside the AMS. The AMS could be at a much higher humidity, whereas the meter itself is just gonna be surrounded by deskant, so I'm expecting it just to give a really low number. But before we can really figure that out, let's get this installed. So I already got this one set up with deskant inside, and I did spill quite a bit with this thing. It wasn't entirely foolproof, but it definitely worked. And what's really nice is the fact that you have the center, two ones that go next to it, and then a couple corner ones also. So you do get a full range of deskant in the front of the machine. So it will absorb a lot. And I'm actually going to be using, what I've been using for a while now, is these Wise Dry reusable silica gel deskants. I have tried to reuse these, but failed. I actually broke a piece of kitchenware trying to do it. And yeah, I've decided I'm not gonna reuse these anymore. I'm just gonna buy a new pack because they last a long time. So let's get these in here. See if I can do it without spilling. So now part of the problem here is the fact that these beads bounce like crazy. So let's see if I can get it without bouncing a lot. And hope, and I still missed. I mean, you can't fix user error, I guess, right? But what's cool about these is that they have, what's cool is that they just slide in with the dovetails. And I'm still spilling. So spill proof is true as long as you don't overfill it, like I did. So yeah, don't overfill it. Let's just transfer some of this over. There. Locks in. So now it is actually spill proof. That's cool. Let's get the rest of these installed. By the way, I'll have links down to the print file as well as this deskant if you want to check it out. It is pretty cool. I think you should check it out. Now these small ones, these thin ones, I feel like are going to be really hard to not spill. Especially since I'm doing this left-handed while trying to film. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. That's working pretty well, actually. A little bit more. And I'm still spilling all over the place. That's awful. Got one more. Especially on these thin ones, they're so easy to spill on. I feel like I'm not even close to full, but I guess it's good enough. All right, let's go get these installed onto the AMS. But real quick, I just want to note this hydrometer is inside right now, and it's reading 23% humidity in here. And yes, that is the actual temperature in my garage. Might actually be higher. Let's go take a look at my other one that's wall mounted. So now here on my wall mounted hydrometer, you can see it is 96.6 degrees in here, but it is 40% humidity in the garage currently, which means I feel like this is actually being affected by having the desiccant all around it. So I don't know how accurate it's gonna be in the long run. All right, now getting this installed is super easy. Pop it open, flip it up, and remember to actually grab all your stuff. It's over on my desk. It's down to 22%, so I'm assuming that this isn't gonna be super accurate with it being surrounded by desiccant, but it's all right. Let's get this in here. Just goes in, slides into the front. Same with the two sides. It's a nice tight fit, so they're not gonna jiggle around for the most part. Ooh, I like this. All right, that's it. Super easy to install. And honestly, you can't even really notice that they're in there. But yeah, I mean, if you did print them in anything else other than black, they'd show up more, which could look cool. Whew, man, it's hot in the garage. But as you can see, it's a super cool file. I really like it. You know, even with the hygrometer not being super accurate, it is still a really cool file that I'd recommend downloading. You can always go off of the Bamboo Lab. It's a web. You can always go off of the Bamboo Labs studio for whether or not you have too much moisture inside the AMS. But honestly, it's super cool. I like it. It's pretty simple design. Definitely recommend checking it out. Well, this is Adam from the Rad Dad Print Lab, and I'll see you next time.